Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your July reading. Let's go ahead and get started here with an oracle card. So what is it that Capricorn needs to know for July? We have choose your battles. Okay, I really love this card because it's so much about determining where your energy is best spent. There are going to be things that come up that really are not worth your time at all, not worth your energy, not worth your brain power. And you're going to have to be able to either concede or just simply say no and walk away or whatever the case may be. But I think being highly selective and minimal, right? Because we don't want you to have a lot of battles, right? But being very selective about where that energy goes. And because we're in such a heightened state of creation right now, as we move through Cancer and Leo and Virgo seasons, we really want to put that energy toward the things that are going to be profitable and lucrative and the things that are actually going to bring us the results that we're hoping to have. You can only spread you can't, there's no point in spreading yourself so thin that you drain, right? There's no point. We want to have you energized and powerful. Okay, so we have this card that says, what do you need to release? There are probably going to be lots of things. Honestly, it's Cancer season. We have the sun opposite of you. We have 2 full moons, right? We already had one. We have the second one coming up near the end of Cancer season on the 21st. Both in Capricorn, okay? 2 full moons in Capricorn. And it's really going to say, all right, it's time to let go, time to let go, time to let go. And it might be, some aspect of your life that's been lingering on for a really long time. And it just kind of feels now like it's time for it to go. It's time for you to get rid of it, time for you to be free from it. And when you release what needs to be released, this energy that you were using to hang on to it can be dedicated towards something much better, much more in your best interest, okay? Because we really only want to do things that are in your best interest. So what else? What else does Capricorn need to know for the month of July? Okay, clearly that one. Well, what do you need to release? And then we have a card of moving on. Yeah, there's big moving on energy this month. Beautiful, even with the World card. It does seem like there's a kind of a feeling of closure. Now, I don't necessarily know that this is going to show itself in some big way with some big event or anything like that. It's just a feeling that is okay, this chapter is done. I'm over it. It just feels really potent to me. Now, the 8 of Cups is not easy. Okay, this is one of the more challenging cards, in my opinion, as a tarot reader. It's not always easy to just move on. It's not always easy to. The reason why is because it may feel like you're giving up. That's kind of what I'm sensing. And Capricorn is not usually one to give up. That's not the essence of what Capricorn is. Persevering is a little bit more of what Capricorn is. And so when you do get to this point where you either do have to completely move on, you do have to release, you do have to stop dedicating time and energy, it may feel like you are giving up not only on yourself, but maybe on someone else too. And you definitely don't like being that person, the person that gives up on people. But I also know that, right, choose your battles. There's only so much you can give. There's only so much of you. And like I said, you don't want to be spread too thin. And you really only want to dedicate your energy towards things that are lucrative, that are profitable. Anything other than that, it's not in your best interest. It's not for you. All right? And I look at this World card and I just see the change happening, again, very subtle, internal, okay? It's not going to be noticeable on the outside. In fact, many people, even the people closest to you, your spouses, your children, your family members, your best friends, even those people probably won't be able to really perceive it all that much. They may perceive that you're a little bit different. Maybe they perceive that you're working a little bit harder or spending a little bit more time at the office or whatever the case is. But other than that, they can't see deeper than that. I look at this Two of Cups and I see you connecting with people that are more aligned with where you're headed, with where you're going, as opposed to people who are not, okay? And I see like minds, and I see like hearts, and I see collaboration, and I see creativity, and I see a lot of enthusiasm. Actually, the word that I'm really hearing is like exhilaration. It's like what it feels like when you meet someone who's on the same page as you. What it feels like when you connect with someone and you can build something together and there's kind of like a partnership quality. Now, it doesn't mean that you are going to be partnering with someone. It just might be as simple as a brainstorming session or some type of a consult or whatever the case may be. But it's someone that really helps you to feel confident in your steps moving forward. All right. And it's probably you connecting with a person that really gets where you are and really understands you. And that's great. That always feels great, because first of all, it's validating. And second of all, it makes you feel like you're on the right track, because sometimes when you are moving on like this and you are, quote unquote, giving up, even though you're not really giving up, but it may feel like it. So even though you are giving up, you're replacing it with something so much more for your future, So you're not going to be wallowing. You're not going to be moping around, mourning whatever it was that you're walking away from. There may be a little bit of feelings of guilt or shame or whatever else is lingering on there. But for the most part, I think you know in your heart of hearts that you're on the right track here. Okay? I don't know why I'm feeling Capricorn feeling bad. It's like you're feeling bad about something or feeling badly about leaving something behind, even though you've known for a long time probably that it's beyond time for you to do it. Okay. This reading is starting to take form. And I'm kind of seeing this column here. It's like the Knight of Swords is probably the person that or circumstance, doesn't have to be a person, but the issue that you are leaving behind. This feels like a little bit of a temper tantrum to me. I'm not getting the best feeling for that Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is really tricky. Sometimes I love him and sometimes I really don't like him. I'm not liking him today, not in this reading, okay? He's not giving me the feeling that I would like to see. He's giving aggressive and a little selfish and really impulsive. And again, that's not really what this chapter is about for you. This isn't what the story is for Capricorn. This is someone who doesn't like being let go of. This could also be a circumstance. If it's not a person, like maybe it's a financial situation or it's some kind of a family dynamic that you have going on or whatever the case is. But when you start to separate yourself like this and detach and distance yourself and release yourself from responsibility, this is probably someone who doesn't really like the notion of having to bear the consequences of their choices, because maybe Capricorn, you are someone that rushes in and fixes things for people. Maybe you are the person that bears the responsibility on their shoulders for someone else, like on someone else's behalf, right? So, once that support that this person or this situation has always received from you, once that support is gone, they realize they have to support it on their own, and maybe they don't know or realize that, what it took, and maybe they don't have it. They don't have what it takes to support themselves. They don't have what it takes to hold themselves accountable, so that situation seems very shaky. But there's some things, again, here's one column and here's the next column. This world card, as I said, is like crossing a threshold into kind of a new space, a very subtle. And here I think is the invitation. So the Page of Cups, probably connected with a Two of Cups here, could be something as simple as a message or an email or a phone call or a visit from someone. This is very innocent, this Page of Cups. It's very simple and uncomplicated, but it definitely is leading you toward this Magician. And the Magician energy really comes to life with this Two of Cups. This is what happens when you connect with people who are of like mind and like heart. When they are aligned with you in that way, you become this magical, creative person, right? You have a million ideas, you have all the energy in the world, you wake up early, you stay up late at night, you're working, you're making things happen, you're creating, you're making all the phone calls, you're setting all the meetings, right? You're doing all the things that it takes to actualize something. Doing all the things that it takes to see the results that you're hoping to receive. And this really lights a fire, this Two of Cups. You know, that even if it's something as simple as validation, surprising how wonderful that can be sometimes when we have that external validation. And I think external validation is really important for Capricorn. It's that external feedback. And because it's Cancer season, which is opposite of you, that relational energy is really, really important. So when you receive that feedback, it's going to kind of light you, like I say, light you on fire, and you're going to have this sort of whoosh of spirit, this whoosh of energy. Not to mention, we do have Leo activated as well, with Mercury first, then Venus, and then later on in July, then the sun will come into Leo as well. So we are stepping into that creative force anyway. So you're kind of getting, a lot of that, definitely a lot of it. Leo for you is 8th house, so it makes sense that there is a change going on. I just did the Sagittarius reading. For them, Cancer is in the 8th house, so they are also going through this very intricate type of change. So Capricorn, you're kind of next up on the docket as we hit Leo, and as the planets enter Leo. You're certainly going to feel that too. But it's maybe just exactly what you need to light this spark, to get that flame really going. Because I have a feeling there is going to be this whoosh of like ideas, all these things you want to do, these things you want to try, these things you want to dedicate yourself to. And it's like you didn't have that energy before because you were clearly draining your energy with something else. Clearly. Feels like Capricorn is kind of coming to life a little bit and really feeling that kind of spiritual vitality. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. So, this call, again, like I say, this reading really started to take form when I laid that second row of cards. This column really speaking independently from the rest of the reading. With this Seven of Coins, there's always an analysis that happens, and it's a very unemotional analysis. And when you're looking at this person or situation, and you're looking at it on paper, black and white, you're looking at the numbers, you're looking at the actual pros and cons, right? Very analytical, intellectual approach. There's not much more you can get out of that situation. Now, it's not that you should only be friends with people that you can get something out of, okay? But there has to be mutual benefit to these relationships. There have to be, like, for example, I'm not suggesting that, like, let's say you have an older parent who really needs you to take care of them, right? Obviously, your elderly parent cannot necessarily give you a lot, right, at that point. But, knowing that you're able to care for your parent who may be struggling with health or something, like knowing there is a mutual benefit to something like that. But if this is a abusive ex boyfriend, clearly there's not a lot of benefit going on there. Okay. So I just wanted to be very clear about the circumstance, but you are looking at this from a black and white, pros and cons, good, bad, very, very clear cut. And I think it's okay to not operate in a gray zone right now. Okay. It's okay to be, this is very not spiritual of me. Very not Buddha of me. Okay. But I think it is okay to say this is good and this is bad. Okay. This is healthy for me and this is unhealthy for me. And to be a little bit more definitive in that way when you are choosing your battles, when you are choosing which way to lead your life. And the Seven of Coins, it's just that acknowledgement that this isn't going anywhere. This isn't going any further than what it is. Like, this is all it's ever going to be. And it's not growing and it's not changing. And this other person is not evolving and they have no interest in evolving and they're not learning and they're not on the same page as, right? It's just like being very honest with yourself about it. The reason why I think you need to do that is because it's the only way that's going to get you to actually really move on. It's the only way for you to really start to release what needs to be released and to free yourself and to find that liberation from this circumstance, because it's probably been too much. And I see this empowerment here. And it's like the moment you start walking away, the moment you stop participating and allowing things is the moment you step into this emperor's throne and you start to feel like you're in command and in the lead of your life. Okay. And it's not like you didn't feel that way already, because I think, to a degree you have, but with this leakage going on, it wasn't full. It wasn't complete. And I think you're feeling more and more complete and whole within yourself. And this is going to be leverageable because, again, you're going to be able to show up to your meetings more confidently. You're going to be able to, confidently ask for more money. You're going to be out there looking for a job and out there looking for a romantic partner and out there looking for a house and being like, yeah, okay, I deserve this. And I don't have to consider this other thing that was going on because it's not a problem anymore. So things can start, like every area of your life, the wheels can start spinning more smoothly simply because you don't have this other baggage. And I look at this King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands, I kind of feel is like the other person in the Two of Cups. And I'm kind of seeing, more collaboration going on. And I'm seeing more communication. And it feels even more empowered than where it began. And the ideas are getting deeper, they're getting more substantial, the strategy is getting more intricate. The fact that you're actually carrying things out, because I'm seeing a lot of action being taken. Okay, so we kind of have two storylines going on here. We have this one, and then we have everything that you're building on the other side of it. Okay, so there's like this definitive split that's happening in the reading. And this relationship, whatever kind of relationship it might be, romantic, platonic, professional, whatever, there's a symbiotic connection. And I love all the fire that I'm seeing. We have an Aries card, we have a Leo card. There's just like a lot of heat and a lot of kind of like... it's just like a burning, a yearning, strong desire. It's like, I have to go, I have to build it. And it does seem, it's very masculine. So it is like you're out there building something. You're out there building structure, laying foundations. And Cancer season, by the way, is a fantastic time to establish new roots with something. Fantastic time to break ground, if you will, on your new endeavors. And it does seem like you have someone, now, like I say, there may not be a legal thing going on. This may not be contractual, or there may not even be a mixture of resources. Like maybe your money is still separate, whatever the case is. But there is like some person in your life that is just there who offers a lot of value. And you offer a lot of value for them, by the way. And so again, it's a mutual benefit. There is a little bit of an exchange going on, but we don't mind this type of exchange because it's not draining and it's not overwhelming in terms of the time demands, that kind of thing. It's all very, very good for each of you. I'm trying to think. The conversations that I'm seeing are really, for some reason, I'm seeing like they're to the point. They're really to the point. There's no beating around the bush here. There's no like small talk pleasantries. It's just like, let's just get into the nitty gritty. Let's go for it. I think you're both like that too, which I think is really cool. Now, if this is not another person, it might just be, an aspect of yourself too, where you're just really on board with yourself. I don't know, really on board and excited. And this is the part of you that has the grand vision and has the energy to actually complete these creations and really bring them to fruition in fullness, right? And it's the part of you that is always pushing and pushing and pushing for more and more and more. And there's the perseverance that really comes through with that King of Wands big time. So it's that commitment that you have, Capricorn, which is great. So let's pull out the clarifiers. This will be an interesting one to clarify. So I'm going to pull out a bunch of new cards. We're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about all these cards. We're going to do that in the comprehensive reading though. So if you want to join, the link is in the description box and in the pinned comment thread down below. So again, if you want to join, you are more than welcome. So let's start by clarifying. Okay, I only like to pull 3 cards. We've got 4 that fell out. That's fine. For the 3 of Cups. Okay, so we have the Chariot, 9 of Swords. Yeah, makes sense. 2 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. Loving the 8 of Wands because it kind of goes hand in hand with the movement. So what else for Capricorn for the World card? What else do you need to know here? Justice, beautiful. The Sun and the Knight of Coins. 2 of Cups, beautiful. Love the Tower card. 3 of Coins, Ace of Cups, Ace of Coins. Ace of Coins feels suspect. Okay. Now for the Page of Cups, the Star, 2 of Wands. So I love 6 of Coins with Justice. And I remember I was talking a lot about reciprocity there. Queen of Swords, 5 of Wands. Ooh, I love the 5 of Wands for you this month. 4 of Wands, 9 of Wands. I'm sorry, did I say 4? 4 of Swords, I meant. Page of Coins, Temperance, the Emperor. Ooh, Emperor and the Empress. I love that. Hanged Man. Hold on. Got a couple. Another Magician, 6 of Swords. We've got all the movement cards. 8 of Cups, 8 of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. 3 of Swords. I'm not surprised the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords has been coming out all month for all the signs. So it's kind of like the theme card for the month. So we'll talk about what that means. So if you want to join, again, all the info down below. Thank you so much. You guys know I love and adore you. Have an amazing July, and I'll talk to you soon.